गुड न्यूज टुडे, नई उम्मीद जगाने वाला हिंदी न्यूज चैनल.
Now, battle for Panjshir, the last standing bastion against the Taliban, has been intensified. Taliban is now inching closer to take over the last citadel. In fact, the Taliban has now claimed to have captured Panjshir governor's office. And according to unconfirmed local media reports, Taliban forces have entered the Anaba district, which is close to Panjshir's capital, Bazarak. Taliban has also claimed to have taken control of 3 more districts of Panjshir. Although former Afghan Vice President Amrullah Saleh on Friday rejected the Taliban's claims of making gains in Panjshir, a Facebook post where the resistance force commander Ahmad Masood there has also said that his forces would continue to resist the Taliban, and they will fight until the last.
Marjan, welcome to the broadcast, and I'm really sorry to hear about all that I am at the moment. When exactly did you leave Kabul, Marjan, and how hard it was for you to leave your motherland?
Thank you so much. At first, say hello to you and India and beautiful Afghanistan. It was so hard for me, and I come to Istanbul 4 months ago, and before the Taliban coming to Afghanistan, I was in Afghanistan because many people treats me, my family, that I was a musician and I was working on TV. Many people was coming to my house and they are saying the message and please stop play music and don't go to TV for show music. We don't love to do. The girls is not for music and like this things. I was so sad and I was just crying. For my homeland, because it's my homeland. I can't stay safely and safely live there. It was so hard for me, and I was just crying.
Marjan, every day we hear something terrible happening in Afghanistan. Women are beaten up, women are flogged, women are tortured, but they refuse to give up, and they're fighting Taliban. What's Taliban take on music? Because you're a musician, I need to ask you that.
Yeah, many of my friends are in Afghanistan and Kabul. They're living in Kabul, and they are musicians, and they call it me, Marjan. Everything is bad in Kabul. Every Taliban is coming door by door, and they're saying who is working with the music, who is working with government, who is there. I don't know why the Taliban is doing like this. They are afraid of Taliban, and they're hide and they're trying to get out of Afghanistan because they are musicians. The Taliban don't love music. I'm sure that Taliban also love music because sometimes every people need to listen music. But I don't know why the Taliban is coming and showing that they are not love music and they're not working for music. Who's playing music, they kill them. I'm sure that Taliban is also listening to music.
Marjan, what's your message going out to Taliban today who are, like you said, not allowing women in Afghanistan to do anything, not function normally? What is your message? What would you like to tell them today?
My message is to all Taliban and those who not love music. I want to just tell them to please respect music, please respect sport, please respect everything in Afghanistan. That women need to work on music, need to work sport, need to work everything, and need to be in government. I just want Taliban to please respect music. Everyone need to play music. Everyone need to listen music, and we are working hard for music. And I'm also I'm coming for my music education, and I am when I finish my education, I come back to Afghanistan. I teach all the girls, and 20 years ago there was always in Afghanistan, and I don't want to repeat that dark days for women. They don't want girls to play music. They don't want to girls or women to go out. I just send a message for the women of Afghanistan to please do not give up. Never give up because of Taliban, because they are not have education, they are not working, they are not for Afghan people. That's all. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about the plight of all the women right there in Taliban. In fact, our heart goes out to the women in Taliban ruled Afghanistan today. Thank you so much, Mirzan, for joining us on this broadcast.
Well, a big political showdown now in Bengal is expected tomorrow. TMCs Abhishek Banerjee and BJP Suvendu Adhikari will be grilled by two probe agencies in two separate cases in Delhi and Kolkata. Abhishek has left for Delhi to appear before the probe agency by tomorrow. The Enforcement Directorate has now asked Mamata Banerjee's nephew to appear before the ED's Delhi office at around 11:30 a.m. Now, the Diamond Harbour MP is asked to appear in connection to the alleged coal smuggling case in Bengal. In fact, this comes after the money laundering probe agency issued summons to Abhishek, and his wife, Rijura, was also asked to appear in Delhi on the 1st of September, but she skipped those summons, citing COVID pandemic, and also said that she couldn't leave her children behind. In fact, meanwhile, Bengal CID has summoned BJP's Suvendu Adhikari in connection to the investigation into the mysterious death of his guard. He has been asked to appear on Monday at 11 a.m. at CID headquarters in Bhavani Bhavan, Kolkata. Suvendu's guard had died in 2018, reportedly shot himself, but his wife filed a case of murder.
এবং আমি যে কোনো তদন্ত ফেস করতে প্রস্তুত, কিন্তু জনসমক্ষে আনছেন না কেন? এই যে চিঠি দিচ্ছেন, ডাকছেন, কলকাতার কেস আমাকে ডেকে পাঠিয়েছে দিল্লিতে, আমি যাব দিল্লিতে, আমি তো যাচ্ছি। আই অ্যাম রেডি টু ফেস এনি অ্যান্ড এভরি কাইন্ড অফ ইনভেস্টিগেশন। রাজনৈতিক কোনো প্রতিহিংসা কিন্তু সেটা মানুষ ঠিক করবে। হেরে গেছে রাজনৈতিকভাবে মোকাবিলা না করতে পেরে তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসের সাথে এখন প্রতিহিংসা পরায়ণ রাজনীতিতে নেমেছে এবং তদন্তকারী সংস্থাগুলোকে পিছনে লাগিয়ে নিজেদের রাজনৈতিক স্বার্থ চরিতার্থ করা ছাড়া এদের কোনো কাজ।
Yes, some big news coming in from Karnataka. Karnataka government now allows for Ganesh Chaturthi celebration to take place in public areas. The Karnataka Minister R. Ashok has said, and I quote, "No procession, orchestra or DJs will be allowed. Pandals must not be more than 50 feet by 50 feet. Karnataka Minister further goes on to say that police permission is mandatory for all pandals to be set up. Now remember, this comes in the backdrop of the Karnataka government under Basuraj Bommai as the Chief Minister earlier had banned all public celebrations, be it Moharram celebration or Ganesh Chaturthi. There was a complete ban in view of the rising COVID cases. But you had several groups within the BJP itself who protested against this order, saying Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations must be allowed. And here you have the Karnataka government coming around now to allow Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations in public places. The Karnataka minister says very clearly, though, no procession, orchestra or DJs will be allowed. The Karnataka minister R. Ashok has further added that pandals must not be more than 50 by 50 feet. Police permission is now mandatory for all pandals to be set up.
The government allowing the festival, but many restrictions is there. There is no procession, there is no orchestra, there is no DJ, and pandal must be 50 feet by 50 feet. And COVID vaccination is compulsory wherever the public Ganapati festival is going on.
Now, amid the rising number of COVID cases in the southernmost state of Kerala, government has now decided to continue the night curfew in Kerala along with lockdown on Sundays. However, further decisions would be taken only after another evaluation meet on Tuesday. COVID situation in Kerala now remains to be quite a cause of concern. With over 29,000 new COVID infections on Saturday, the state has contributed to nearly 70% of the country's total 42,618 new cases. Meanwhile, test positivity rate in Kerala now stands at 17.5%. Even as the state grapples with COVID crisis, a 12-year-old boy died of Nipah virus in Kozhikode. The central government has now rushed a team of National Centre for Disease Control to the state to provide technical support. Now, Noida DM Suhas Yathira has scripted history at Tokyo Paralympics 2020. Suhas clinches silver in the men's single badminton, and with his historic win, Suhas becomes the first ever IAS officer to have won this medal at the Paralympic Games. In another category of badminton, Krishna Nagar has now won a gold. With this win, India registered its best ever medal tally, bringing home 19 medals. That includes 5 golds.
इनको राशन आज पहुंच जाए, अगर इनको आज राशन नहीं पहुंचेंगे तो आपके दफ्तर मैं पहुंचूंगा।
Suhas Yatiraj, the district magistrate of Gautam Budh Nagar, Noida,
Suhas Yatiraj
has won a silver medal at the Tokyo Paralympics.
Suhas Yatiraj, he'd never been beyond the quarterfinals at a major championship before this event here.
With that silver, which was followed by a gold from Krishna Nagar in another category of badminton.
And that's going to go wide. Nagar with another gold.
India wrapped up these Paralympic Games with a record medal haul of 19 medals that include 5 gold. Suhas becomes the first Indian Administrative Service officer to stand at the podium of Paralympics after he finished second in his badminton competition. Having set high standards for himself, Suhas had mixed feelings. He was happy to win a silver, but was also disappointed at losing out on the gold. But there was still pride in his voice and eyes.
To the Indian.
कर्नाटक के एक छोटे से शहर में जिंदगी शुरुआत किए थे। उस वक्त तो जैसे अभी आप टीवी में इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं तो हम उस वक्त टीवी देखते थे, हमें लगता था कि इन्होंने क्या कर लिया है कि इनको टीवी में दिखा रहे हैं। उस वक्त एक कॉलेज में आए, उस वक्त पढ़ाई की, एक सिविल सर्विस में नौकरी मिली, उस वक्त उसके बाद शौक से खेलते थे। और उसके बाद जैसे आपने कहा कि गौरव जी ने एक बार आजमगढ़ में देखा तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप बैडमिंटन क्यों नहीं खेलते हैं, तो प्रोफेशनली खेलिए। तो पहले मैंने मना कर दिया, प्रोफेशनली नहीं खेलना है मुझे। बाद में मैंने कॉल किया कि 6 महीने बाद कि मुझे खेलने का मन कर रहा है तो अभी कोशिश करते हैं।
Not too long ago, he was battling to help people survive the second wave of COVID. And that was the reason he was moved to the Western District of UP by the Yogi government in March 2020.
कि जिलाधिकारी नोएडा जो इस पैरा ओलंपिक में भाग ले रहे हैं, उन्होंने आज पैरा ओलंपिक में सिल्वर मेडल प्राप्त किया है। मैं सी सुभाष एलवाई को इसके लिए हृदय से बधाई देता हूं, प्रदेशवासियों की ओर से हृदय से बधाई देता हूं।
At home, celebrations had kicked off much earlier, though expectations were there for gold. But then he lost to the top seed.
It was a very well played, extremely well played match, जिसमें से almost at every stage it was a tie breaker sort of. बहुत ही decisive match था, and I'm proud of him. I'm extremely proud of him. ये हम मेरे लिए नहीं, ये पूरे देशवासियों के लिए एक हर्ष का विषय है और पैरा गेम्स में एक नया कीर्तिमान है.
A profession that demands accountability from the highest authorities and a work cycle that seeks your availability 24 hours. Suhas has done incredibly well to get time to train for biggest event for the para-athletes.
सुहास जी, बहुत बहुत बधाई आपको, आपका अभिनंदन।
सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
देश का नाम बढ़ाया, कर्नाटका उत्तर प्रदेश दोनों का गौरव दिलाया, देश को गौरव दिला दिया।
धन्यवाद सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर।
आपकी बैच का कौन है गुजरात का अफसर?
सर गुजरात में रेमिया मोहन है सर, और यस सर, तो उनकी बैच है। और हमारी बैच के लोग और पूरे सर्विस के लोग और उत्तर प्रदेश कर्नाटक दोनों के लोग सर बहुत ज्यादा विशेष दिए थे सर। और आप सर बताए थे जब हम लोगों को सर संबोधन किए थे, आपने सर बताया था कि सामने कौन है ये मत देखिएगा, आप अपना बेस्ट दीजिएगा।
Suhas, with a leg impairment, took to badminton only in 2016, and it did not take him much time to make his mark nationally and internationally. His success story that began from a humble background in Karnataka to being an IAS officer to being a champion athlete will be cited as an inspiration for generations to come.
Beyond the quarterfinals at a major championship before.
Sports Bureau, India Today.
All the way through and all the way through.